Hello, I'm Ben with LawnSense, and today we're going to show you how to program your RainBird ESP Original. Okay, so the very first thing you need to know about this controller is this is the ESP6SI. This number is going to correspond to how many stations you have. This controller can come all the way up to an 8SI. So the very first thing you need to know about this controller is this is pretty much RainBird's testament to quality and time. There's not one of these panels that are still in a home that is not younger than 20 years old. So please keep that in mind when you're programming this thing. There's a lot of things that are going to be really finicky. The screen is going to go on and off. It's going to flash. These things are going to happen. As long as you can verify that it took your command, it will accept it and it will run. With that being said, so the very first thing we're going to do is the same thing I always do. The first thing we're going to do is program our date and time. So this specific panel, you turn this wheel, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our day. Now keep in mind that this panel does not use a calendar. It uses Sunday through Saturday. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to select the day that you're on. So today is Monday. We're going to select Monday. So once you have that selected, we're going to go over to our hours. Now this is the hour on our clock. So we're going to go, these up and downs will change the value. And we're going to go up to minutes. And we're going to set our minutes. And once we have that set, we can go back to automatic and it will have accepted our changes. Now, this panel, most like almost any of these other ones, anytime you give it a command, it will automatically save it. There's nothing you have to do to get it to automatically save it. It does it as soon as you change the value. So the next thing we're going to look at is our watering start times. So we're going to come over here. Now this controller can run three times in a day. So this is going to tell us what times in our day that it's going to run. So our first run time here is 8 a.m. Our second run time is off, and our third run time is off. So just like the other things, these up and down arrows will change the value. This controller counts in 15-minute intervals. So keep that in mind when you're setting your program. Also on this guy, you'll notice that this schedule switch right here, this controller comes with 3 fixed schedules that it runs. I can't exactly remember. If you read the instructions, it'll tell you what the fixed schedules are. If you want to program your own custom schedule like we're doing right here, you have to pull the switch all the way to the end where it says C for custom. If you do not do that, it will not accept any of your commands as you're trying to program it. Keep that in mind when you're programming. So now that we've got our watering set time set, now we need to go over to our days. So this has the entire week on a selection. So it's showing Monday and it's showing on. So that means that Monday is going to be turned on. So the way we change that is the up and down arrows. It turns it on and it turns it off. So you'll go through and you'll make sure that it changes to the day. These little wheels can be very finicky. These things are getting really old. So if you have some issues with it where it's not changing, just kind of wiggle the selector a little bit to try to see if you'll get it to show you what you're wanting to see. So Wednesday's on, Thursday's on, Friday's on, Saturday's on, Sunday's on. We're really fortunate ours is working pretty good, but yours may not be, so just be patient with it. So the last thing we're going to set now that we've set our days is we're going to set our run times per station. Like I said, this controller is a 6-station variant. They come up to 8. So station 1, 10 minutes. Just like the others, up and down, we'll change the values. You can go through and select whatever you want for each one. Once you have that set, the last thing you need to know about is the percentage. This adjust percentage is like a seasonal adjustment. So what you're going to see is the 100%. So if we go back to station 1 and it's on 10 minutes, if we go back to the percentage, this 100% is full power. So 100%, 10 minutes. If we go down to 50%, what it's going to do is you can see the water budget. What it's going to do is it's going to take 50% of that runtime away. So it's going to go from 10 minutes to 5 minutes. And you'll be able to do this all the way down to 10% and all the way up to 200%. So you can double it or cut it down to a tenth. And then the last thing you need to know is when you're in the automatic run position, this manual start button, If you tap it once, it'll run your entire automatic cycle one time, and once it finishes, it will turn off and it will go back to its regular programming, whatever you have set in the automatic cycle. If you want to stop it, you put it in the off position, wait 3 to 5 seconds, and then you can flip it back to the run position and it'll run its automatic schedule. Same thing if you want to run just one specific station, like if we wanted to run station 4, you go to it, you hit this start, and then we should be able to go up here. If it doesn't take that command like ours did, you can also do this. You can hit the start, see how the minutes are flashing, that means it's running. So we can also hit this button again. This is what's also called an advance. So we can go to 2, we can go to 3, and then we can make it over to 4. That'll allow us to run the station that we're wanting to run. And that's it.